today I'm going to talk about Run, Lola Run and why it's postmodern, in particularly the first 10 minutes, but also just sort of in general. Some of the points are a bit more vague. The first way that Run, Lola Run is postmodern is the use of chaos theory or the butterfly effect and the idea of scepticism towards meta-narratives, which is sort of present throughout the film. For example, minor characters are given their own small sped-up narratives, which is like not conforming to the idea of meta-narratives where there's only one big thing happening. For example, when the man on the stolen bike, Lola passes him and she sees, well, we see a sped-up version of what happens in his life afterwards. So at first he becomes happily married, but then in the second run, when Lola does something differently, it changes, which should be the butterfly effect or the chaos theory. So in the next one he becomes a homeless man. Also, in the opening sequence, there's like a string of dominoes shown on the TV, how one falls over and then they all fall over, which is the whole idea of chaos theory and butterfly effect again. And the last point I have is that there are 3 different endings to the plot because there's 3 different runs, so that in itself is an example of the chaos theory as well. The next way that it can be postmodern is the fact that it avoids realism and it's got the idea of hyper-reality instead. Overall, the film is very surreal. The way in which Lola and Manny come back to life specifically is really definitely surreal. The way that the bank manager, who's not her father, admits to not being her father, and that the security guard actually is, it's not really, it's more of like a soap opera even, kind of storyline rather than a real life thing. And the casino scene later on when she wins all the money is also very surreal. In the opening particularly, the use of cartoons is surreal, and the sped up clocks that appear quite a few times, and the sped up people as well before there's any like sight of Lola. There's that bit, and the way she screams one on the phone to Manny and all the glass breaks, which happens again later on as well. Another way that the film could be postmodern is the fact that it's a lot like a video game, like because Lola and Manny have more than one life, she gets to like try the level again and win it. The pressure of the time limit throughout the film is very reminiscent of a video game where you've got to like complete a task in a certain time. In that case, getting 100,000 marks in 20 minutes. The American critic Roger Ebert said that Lola is like the avatar in a video game, Lara Croft made flesh, which is very true. Another way it's postmodern is through intertextual referencing. In the opening scene, Manny talks about the spiral bar behind him. There's also the use of the spiral staircase and the painting in the background of the casino. All 3 of those are references to Hitchcock's Vertigo. So that's also postmodern and could be pastiche as well, possibly. Another way it's postmodern is in that opening sequence again when all the people are sped up. They're asking the sort of big philosophical questions, which is kind of postmodern in itself, and then they're all dismissed for the fun of the game, which is the whole style over substance thing, is even more postmodern. And the opening quote as well, the ball is round, the game lasts 90 minutes, that's a fact, everything else is pure theory. It is very postmodern because it's all about subjectivity, and a part of postmodernism is relativism, which is the belief that things rely on perspective, that it changes, there are no universal truths. So that is ways in which Run, Lola Run can be postmodern. Thank you.